Alrighty, so we have the Golden Week characters here have been confirmed. A little bit late to breaking down these characters, but I guess the second issue of this, or not issue, but point of discussion that I want to have with this specific video is asking the question, were these releases fumbled? Were they handled well? And I want to hear from you guys in the comment section below, and I want to know what you guys are thinking as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and react to these animations. I did not watch these in full intentionally, despite them being out for, I don't know, how long have they been out now? Almost 24 hours, just reacting to them a little bit later. They did say that like stills and stuff look good, and I've seen the general discourse, but I have not seen the animation. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check them out. We're going to start with Goku, and then we'll move on to Hit. Okay. The KAIOKEN Blue, I've always been a fan of the aura, right? Nice. I like that. All right. This is after Beerus and Champa are arguing about them being pawns in their game, and Hit and Goku get pretty upset about this because they're just viewing it as a fight at this point. Very nice Kamehameha, though. That's pretty. Okay. Now we got to take it up a notch, right? Nice. Oh, my God. There it is. I was wondering where the voice line was. Ooh. Okay. So is this a counter? No, this is a revival. Okay. I did know that he revives. All right, let's check this out. Nice. Wow. That revival was really nice, and the times 10 was as well. Okay. I'm liking what I see from this, right? Just kind of want to rewatch the KAIOKEN real quick, right? Or the Kamehameha, excuse me. Yeah, that looks good. We get a nice, yeah, we get a close-up. That sort of reminds me of the family Kamehameha a little bit. The, this shot, right? Did I go, I think I didn't go back far enough. Like right here. Yeah, like that right there. That really feels like something from like Family Kamehameha, right? Yeah, I'm sure y'all kind of see it. But that looks pretty good. Definitely visually, I think this character is pretty stunning. Seeing sort of the... I've always been a fan of the gi, right? The Wii symbol gi is definitely really cool. I like the sort of no undershirt look and the extended armbands, right? Really cool look for Goku here. And Super Saiyan Blue KAIOKEN was crazy when it had dropped in the anime, right? So really kind of a good job of capturing that nostalgia that came with this character or with this new form when it had been released. So I just realized I accidentally pulled up a JP Dokkan tweet. So let me, we'll go back here. Where is, we need this one. Yes, okay. So we're going to put this right here. And now let's go ahead and take a look and see how Goku is looking here. A lot of stuff to read, so we'll try to get through this quickly. We do have standby, and you guys can see somebody's upset in the comments, Mr. Jordan. But looking at this right here, we have Reps of U7 and Full Power category lead. Interesting that they're going back to Full Power already, considering that we just saw a Full Power 220 with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, right? And then with getting a buff for tournament participants and superheroes, that is pretty cool. That's a nice 250% leader skill right there. I don't hate that at all. Then when we're looking at the links, we have Super Saiyan, Warrior Gods, Kamehameha, Prepared for Battle, Over to Flash, Shock Speed, and Fierce Battle. Looking at Warrior Gods, this is really kind of the only link where I'm like, but everything else here looks pretty good. No complaints right there. Now let's look at the passive skill details, right? Guard for 3 turns, defense 170%, and an additional super attack when there are 2 or more tournament participants or Universe 7 category allies on the team upon the character's entry. So I'm sure most of you guys know at this point that is a big deal, right? There is a huge difference between on the turn and on the team. Now, I'm sure I don't need to explain the, you know, the small details about that, but you get what I'm trying to say. So not bad whatsoever. And then we have key 3, attack and defense 200% at the start of turn, high chance of performing a crit, high chance of evading enemies attack, and then randomly changing key spheres to a tech key sphere. So we are looking for tech key spheres with this character. Then when we get that, we're going to get more attack and defense, and then more attack and defense as well, depending on the HP that we have. And then if we get 1 or more tech key spheres obtained, we get a guaranteed additional super. Then when we have another U7 ally on the same turn, we also are going to be getting when all allies, we are going to be getting an extra 70% attack as well as more of a crit chance. And after the revival skill is activated, we get permanent guard, so that's pretty cool. Defense 170%, launched an additional super attack, and a chance of performing a critical hit and evading I guess I can't see that right now. Evading the enemy's attack plus 20%, right? Now we get a standby mode after 4 turns, and then we go into the standby mode for 4 turns, and then the super attack is going to be greatly raising attack and defense for 1 turn, and a whole lot of categories right here. So the baseline that I'm getting here is this guy is definitely not a Festival of Battles character, because he's not going to be much of a stacker, but that is a pretty interesting bit there. And now looking at the effect for 2 here, sacrificing HP on super. That was definitely one of the big complaints right here, right? So sacrificing HP on super, not a big fan of that. And then we are going to be able to transform into ×10. And this is going to be giving us a little bit different of effects, right? Key plus 10, that's very nice. Attack 200%, becoming a mono tech orb changer. So all of the orbs are going to be going to tech for this. Then we are going to be going to attack plus 159%, getting more chance of critting, and then chance of evading enemies attack 10% within the turn before attacking. And then we are going to be launching an additional super attack with a additional super attack, and when the character or ally attacking the same turn is KO'd, we are going to be reviving with 70% HP, and this is going to be attack 159%. So this is the standby, if I'm not mistaken. This is where we are going to be here, the super attack level, and then we have the third bit of information right here. This is going to be the super attack effects right here, just all depending on what happens, right? The revival counter attack is going to exist, and then all of that fun stuff. So interesting. It's looking like people are not happy about this character, right? Is so bad, crap compared to hit. Can you buff him? We didn't want this. No defense. He's 1. Yeah, easy skip. It's yeah, I'm not sure, right? It's kind of tough to say. Because obviously, you know, I don't want to be overly negative, but it seems that the reaction on this is not great. But again, it's always like we have to test this when they're officially in the game, because I've also seen discourse of like the private server version of this character being bugged. So we'll see with the damage, right? A lot of the verdict is like he just needs more damage, so we will see. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and check out our good friend KAIOKEN Goku. Now let's go ahead and check out Hit. Zoom out real quick here.
If I were to come up with a stance that would bring out my full potential, it'd be this.
Just okay voice acting. Time to make the donuts. Oh, I like the effects there. A simple super attack. I don't hate that. Is that a KO screen?
Is what inspires evolution in a warrior's talents.
I like this OST. Yep. That's right, Hit. All right, here we go. Pure progress. Trying to get through the Kaiokens ×10. Boom. Okay, that looked good. Oh. I like that. Okay. Quick, right? I don't hate that. Yeah, so like the still of going into the time skip, very nice. The sequence right here. The effect changing right here. Yep, real big fan of that. This is a classic. This is like one of the, I think when you think about Hit, this is probably one of the first visuals that comes to mind. This sort of like domain if he's in, if you will. So that's what it's looking like for Hit's animations. Now we need to go to our notifications here, and I did not mean to pull up the timeline. Let's go ahead and pull up these posts real quick. Okay, so we are here for Hit now. As you guys can see from the bottom of your screen, Jordan is back in here complaining again. Jordan is not happy. So let's go ahead and see. We got Universe 6th, Rapid Growth and Accelerated Battle, or Accelerated Battle, excuse me, HP 200 for the 250, and then Super Bosses or Tournament Participants is going to be the 250%. So looking at link set, we have Supreme Warrior, Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Experienced Fighters, Fierce Battle, Infighter, and Warriors of Universe 6. And then we have a lot for this passive, right? So very similar intro buff to Kaioken Goku, with their needing to be U6 or Tournament Participants, and then we are going to get Dodge Chance, Extra Defense, and an additional Super 4/6 turns. Key 2, attack and defense plus 200%, high chance of performing a crit, high chance of evading enemy attack. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. When attacking with 12 or more key, attack and defense plus 100%, not great. Attack plus 60% within the turn, and then defense plus 60% and a chance of evading enemies' attacks within that turn. So if you're dodging a bunch of attacks, there's a good chance that your defense is going to be majorly raised. So that's pretty good, right? Then every time the character performs 3 or more super attacks, we are going to be debuffing the enemy, sealing the enemy's super attack, and interrupting the attack enemy, which is very nice because you just get an attack disabled, right? So very good. And then when the target enemy is 60% or less, or some of these debuffed effects, attack lowered, defense lowered, stunned, or sealed, we are going to be getting a guaranteed hit and attack plus 60%. That is very nice. Then we have the improvement active skill, and changes stance due to improvement. These active skill effects they're getting very creative with, right? Not just gets serious. Can be activated after the character performs 6 or more attacks in a battle, or the character evades 3 or more enemy attacks, including super attack in battle. Okay, that's very easy to get, especially with the dodging. You put him in slot 1 or slot 2 for 1 turn. He's going to get those dodges in, and we're going to be able to hit the improvement. Now, looking at this right here, the super attack, we are going to be stacking with this character with a high chance to stun. So that's pretty cool, I would say. Now looking at the progress version of this character, this is going to be a much longer version of the effect here. Again, we talked about the effect with the HP, right? There's another active skill that we'll talk about with this character here in a moment. But when we are in the progress mode, we've got key plus 3, attack and defense plus 260%, great chance of performing a critical hit, great chance of evading enemies' attack, launched an additional super, launched an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. Now attacks are going to be guaranteed to hit, attack enemies' attack and defense minus 30%, and seals the enemy's super attack. And then when we are attacking with 12 or more key, we're going to be getting an interruption and attack and defense plus 160%, attack 66% within the turn, and then defense 66% and a chance of evading enemies' attack 6% within the turn for every attack received. Then when we get all Universe 6, we are going to be getting a Scouter, which is kind of cool. Hopefully there's some good U6 characters, but but then when receiving an attack from an enemy who is hit by the character's super attack, we get an extra chance to dodge. So seems like a very dodge or die character here, in my opinion, because there's no damage reduction. But when we go to the active skill, the time skip Molotov, shout out to Xenoverse, can be activated when HP 66% or less, or when facing only one enemy starting from the 6th turn. So when you have lower HP, you're going to have it, or if you get to turn 6, you're going to have it. Cause ultimate damage and delays a single target enemy's attack for 1 turn. Then, last but not least, the super attack greatly raises attack and defense. It causes immense damage with a great chance of stunning the enemy. So there we go. There you guys have it. The new Golden Week characters. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think they fumbled, or do you think they're good enough? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next one.